Sinek on restreaming.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Give them a follow as well. And it looks like it
Oh.
started. Gloves in Link's house. That's a good one to find early. That unlocks quite a bit actually.
Yeah, gloves from the word go. Now, ACM looks like he's heading for Kakiriko from Link's house, while Yukisaka is heading up to the uncle's tunnel.
Yeah, the play on Uncle can be advantageous because you can grab magic as well and check the triple.
Yeah, there is that. I'm just not a huge fan of going here without also doing like escape.
Finds a map to Thieves Town. So yeah, in Keysanity the maps work differently. You need to find them before knowing if a dungeon is a crystal or pendant, or you have to beat the dungeon itself. And we find a small key to desert, so that's great.
Was that also a small key on the library? It kind of looked like it.
I'm not sure I missed it.
Yeah, I was looking at the small key to desert, and I just kind of saw it out of the corner of my eye.
And great
Oh,
thinking.
it was just a 20. Never mind.
Great thinking on Yukisaka to pull the tree again, knowing it's 20 rupees, so now he's already at 160. Oh, the big key to Eastern. We might see an early play on Eastern with this. You only need the big key and the bow, technically, to finish the dungeon.
Yep, if we find a bow, that could be pretty big. The logic one should have the lamp, of course, but meh. Dark rooms in Eastern are doable.
And ACM is opting to grab the 3 bombs in the hut in the corner of Kakiriko.
Yep. He can't buy any bombs, so he's gonna get it the old-fashioned way.
And we just got confirmation on that big 20 in the library.
Good.
So, yeah, we found the gloves, but apart from that, only keys.
Alright,
And
so
there's
there's
the blue mail.
Yeah.
Still, we don't know what's gonna be the real progression at the
There's
start.
our first pod key. That's, one of many we expect to find.
This looks like a pretty dry Kakiriko. Usually you find a lot more.
Still haven't seen Blind's Hut yet, though, so that's possibly important.
Oh, and I don't think ACM did the bottle vendor.
Yep, that's true.
And that's a small key
To
to
Mire.
Mr. Mire, so not required. You can do the full clear of Mire without any small key. Oh, and there's the mirror.
There's the mirror. Nice.
Oh, opting to save and quit before checking the Lost Woods. I think he's gonna go check the back of Escape next. With those gloves, that's a play you can do now.
Alright, so Escape has a big heart, a little heart, and a sword.
So yeah, that's our first sword and our first weapon actually, so that's great to find. I guess he's gonna go do the rest of Escape now with that sword in hand. That's an easy play. Or, no, he's going for the dam area.
Yep, with the mirror, he can get through here in one shot. I mean, you can do a swordless Keysanity seed, but you'd have to set it up that way. Keysanity in general, you are going to need to find at least 2 swords before it's all said and done. So there's a Turtle Rock key in the dam.
Yeah, and great use of the mirror in the dam to delete that block. Do it all in one trip. Just a big 20 underwater. He's gonna grab it. Not
Yeah, he's
much
a little
money at the
broke
start,
the
so
moment.
yeah. Okay, so we found a compass in Lost Woods. Let's see what's in that hideout. A green rupee, so yeah. Good decision for ECM to skip Lost Wood, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back to check it anyway.
Right. Doesn't seem like the sort of thing you'd just leave lying around forever. So anyway, Mini Moldorm Cave. 5 chests. We've got Master Sword.
The big key to Mire,
Meyer Moon Pearl book.
the small key to Mire. What the hell? This cave was loaded. Yeah, this was a really hype cave. And yeah, with Master Sword already, that's gonna make this seed really easy.
Yeah, so that sword was technically the first sword that it wanted you to get, because that was in, you know, a place that was immediately available.
Well, the glove was in Link's house, so I
Yeah,
think
well,
both
true.
swords were pretty early.
Alright, so we got Big Love and Ice Rod Cave, and ACM is piecing out.
Yep, he's not going for the fake flipper straight away.
Yeah, I don't blame him with only 93 rupees. So now ACM is going to head up to the Uncle's Tunnel and probably check some of Escape while he's here.
I wonder if that big key to his turn is gonna lock them from something. I mean, there might be something in that big chest that is required for progression.
Yeah, Big Chest in Eastern could be a huge troll. But at this point, you know, there's a lot of stuff that, you know, the seed's kind of pointing you at. We've got
And
both the
Yuki's...
Desert Small Key and the book. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, so they have access to 3 items in desert, plus the one on the ledge. The seed is already throwing them in many locations. If you do the dark room to that mountain, you can also get all the way to Tower of Hera.
Oh yeah. And we did find the small key for that. Although we don't have a fire source, so that doesn't actually help us.
But you have the book and Master Sword, so you can check the tablet.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's right. Now the 2 chests down here are at the moment technically outside the logic that ACM is going to.
And the green pendant is his turn. A vanilla green pendant.
Oh boy. There's another pod key.
And a map to Mire. Okay, looks like Yukisaka is gonna go check Eastern. 4 chests in there are in logic right now, and you can reach a 5th one with the dark room.
Mm-hmm. And 3 of those chests are available at the start of the game, so you know they're pretty likely to contain something you might need.
Looks like escape wasn't really the play.
ACM, I actually expect ACM here to go to the dark room and escape, mirror again, and maybe check the first chest in Aga Tower.
Makes sense, it's in logic. And yeah, once you have a sword, it's really easy to navigate in dark rooms.
Yeah,
can
you just
just
kind of
u-
have to have some general idea of what the room is shaped like, and then you'll be okay, right?
But yeah, you can use the glitter from the sword to tell where you are.
Right. So far, not much in Eastern. We had bombs, I think, and then just a big 20.
ACM is having trouble finding that chest. Who is running low on health? He's got it.
And
A
it's
small
again
key.
Sour Key. And as expected, he is going to the first chest in Aga Tower.
Yep, in the meantime, Yukisaka is gonna finish his turn.
Get that big chest, which could be something important. It's
Just
not.
hard piece. So yeah, his turn wasn't the leader.
Yeah, Eastern uncharacteristically devoid of good stuff in the opening locations. First
And
chest
just
thing, not great either, but ACM does get a full magic drop.
okay, so what's left in logic is desert and maybe Zora.
Yeah, an Agnes Cave, but that's basically desert.
But they have a lot of sequence break potential. So I wouldn't be surprised if they both try to sequence break that mountain, for example.
Yeah, what with that mirror and the book and Master Sword on hand. Alright, so we found the map of Desert Palace in Eastern, so we can at least see what desert is.
Yeah, but when? It could take a while before we get a map check.
It could be. Looks like Yukisaka is actually heading for the desert area, so
Yeah, he cannot full clear desert, he would need the big key and the fire source. And if that torch item has something, he would also need the boots.
I believe the bottle vendor had a small key to Mire or something.
Yeah, that wasn't required, but that might... ACM did not grab that, so I hope he does not forget about it. Well, it's not required, but that's something that can easily be forgotten.
Now, it's not required, but if I ever find, like, all 3 Mire small keys real early, I'm thinking, man, that really indicates there might be something on the left side of Mire, because the logic cares about the keys for just those 2 chests. But you have to find all 3 before it matters.
Just a big 20 on the desert ledge.
Yep, so we've got 3 chests inside desert that can be checked. Would be interesting if we found, like, lamp and big key in here.
I think the lamp might be the next item they find. That's the one item that unlocks the most areas right now. We could find hammer or mitts maybe for the Arc World access.
So Yukisaka is going to go ahead and check what's on the torch, despite being unable to get it. It's the Cane of Samaria! Whoa!
Oh boy.
Looks like we're coming back here soon.
Yeah, if Turtle Rock or Mire, if either of one
Oh,
of
and
them
the
is...
hook shot!
Yeah, if either of them is a crystal, that's required.
The hook shot in Desert Palace, this is huge. Just 50 rupees so far on the right-hand side. What else we got?
Yeah, that's interesting. The hookshot does not unlock anything right now.
The flute!
The flute does.
That does.
That unlocks that mountain. And that, with the hookshot in hand, that gives them access to Paradox Cave as well.
Well, on that note, it's time for everybody's favorite Swag Duck song.
And looks like Yukisaka is not wasting any time to go activate that flute.
Yep.
And ACM is going back to Sanctuary.
If you'll indulge me for a moment. Do you like trolley seeds? Just too crazy to read? Or perhaps you will need a crystal ball? Well, this might be your day. Keysanity tends to play like you're walking straight in to a brick wall.
That was great.
All right. So, ACM heading up to Death Mountain, sequence breaking it, and Yukisaka not sequence breaking it. But, you know, both of them are pretty well off. The only problem is, or the only upside here for Yukisaka is they also have the hook shot. So they'll be able to get to the right-hand side, whereas ACM will have to
And
hope
that's
to
funny,
find a hammer.
both of them are getting trolled by dead rocks. Okay, so that old man is just 10 arrows. But ACM did unlock the reset spot. And the cape is on spectacle.
Oh, wow.
And the lamp inside of it.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, ACM
So now ACM knows that the flute is in a non-lamp lock location.
Oh yeah, that's info for him. But Yukisaka already knows that the flute is the way to go to that mountain.
Right.
Since he found that. And with that hook shot, I don't blame him for checking the east side first. That looks like where the seed points you at. Now, they are missing only the 2 castle tower keys for Agahnim required seed.
Oh boy.
Oh,
There's the
silvers!
silvers.
And there's one! Oh my god. Now that's scary. When you're only one
boy.
item away from Agahnim seed. And we get to find out what's on Ether Tablet. Just 10 arrows.
Was that the mushroom on the floating island?
I don't think it was.
Okay, I'm making that up. My eyes can't see squat today.
Oh, there's a key in Hera. And it's another Ice Palace key. So yeah, we already found both Ice Palace keys.
Oh, that's interesting. You know what that makes it possible? That makes it possible for, like, Cold Stare to have the boots. So that you can get the Cane of Samaria.
Oh yeah, with both keys you cannot... you can do a Ice Palace without the King of Samaria. And it looks like ACM is just doing a regular tile room, not going for the coffee break. Actually, can he go for the coffee break with what he has? I don't think so. You can use a bomb.
Hmm.
Yep, and Yukisaka is about to find that lamp. Oh my god!
There's the other castle tower key! Oh!
This looks more and more like a Agahnim required scene. The only things left they can do to maybe get out of that situation is to fake flipper. And it looks like Yukisaka's save and quit after finding that lamp. Oh, you want to release the old man.
Ah, that makes sense. Now that he knows it's in the logic, he's like, well, let's get that taken care of. Now, ACM is actually going to check the Lost Woods now. I was going to ask if there was any chance he might check the pedestal while he's here, but nah, doesn't seem likely.
And ACM is only one castle tower key away from Agahnim as well. He needs that hookshot in desert first to get to it. So yeah, I think Yukisaka is ahead because of that early flute that ACM did not get.
Yeah. And, you know, unless Zora has, like, mitts or hammer, I think it's definitely an Agaseed. Like, we've exhausted most of the possibilities at this point.
Yeah, in logic, there's the second chest in the tower and Zora, but they can't fake flipper to get 3 more items. But if those 5 locations does not unlock Dark World, that's definitely an Agassi. And ECM is doing what he has to do.
Yep.
Looks like he's checking desert before Agina's cave.
Yeah, that actually makes sense to me, because what I would do is expect to save and quit out of Agnes Cave. And when I have the mirror, I can use that to navigate in and out of desert much easier. Though I guess if I left desert, I'd want to leave on the right side. So that's actually, you know, you can do that both ways.
Oh, and keep in mind that Yukisaka did not do escape yet. So that might give ACM some time to catch up.
Yeah. But the good news is once they go to escape, they can get that out of the way and then immediately head up Aga Tower.
So there's the shot for ACM. And once he finds that flute, he knows that that mountain was in logic.
I'm not sure if ACM checked the torch or not.
I'm not sure either. Well, if he goes straight back to desert after finding the boots, we'll know he did.
Okay, he did. Alright, so Yukisaka is heading up toward Hyrule Castle.
Looks like he's doing the sewers first. With lamp in hand, that should be a really easy check. ACM gonna activate his flute. And yeah, it was the Cane of Samaria on the torch in desert.
Mm-hmm.
We do not know yet if it's required, but most likely is.
Yeah, the only way that the boots would not be required at this point is if both Mire and Turtle Rock are pendants. And we already know that one of the pendants is Eastern Palace.
So yeah, we have to have those to be the last two pendants. We did find them up to Mire, so we may know early on if Cane is required. ACM is about to find out the second castle tower key in Paradox Cave. I'm sure this is gonna tilt him a bit.
Yeah, maybe just a little.
Knowing you found the gloves and pearl this early, and it ends up being an Agahnim seed.
So the upside to having to do Aga is this is like the one time that checking things like Graveyard Ledge becomes convenient. Because it's on the way to Village of Outcasts.
Also, yeah, when you find the hookshot this early, this also points out to an Agahnim seed. Because you can use the hookshot to cross over to that graveyard area.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so Yukisaka is going to look at the second chest we have in Aga Tower.
Just a big 20.
Big 20. Oof.
And I don't blame him trying to finish Agahnim.
Oh yeah.
The last locations are really far from where he is right now. Makes sense. Looks like ACM is doing the same.
ACM will be biting the bullet again. And it's time to do the Aga thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, how many blue balls do you think we're going to see on Agahnim? Just throwing that one out
Yeah.
there.
This is one of the RNG busters. You can have from 0 to 15 blue balls maximum. There's always one forced white ball after each thunder attack. So that makes it a maximum of 15 blue balls.
Yes, assuming you don't make any mistakes, which you probably won't. So I've got a dumb little program up that I wrote that does estimates of where it thinks items are. And right now it thinks that the hammer is in the bow lock section of pod.
So you'd have to find the bow.
Yep.
That would be pretty troll. They do have 2 keys in Palace of Darkness, so they can check quite a bit of it. But yeah, with Hookshot in hand and Dark World access from Agahnim, I think it's better to go check Village of Outcast. So that's one blue ball. How many more will we find? That's,
Well, that's two.
At least they will have the same RNG on that fight. So whatever the number of blue balls that Yukisaka gets here, this will be the same for ACM. That's 3. That's 4. Oh, and he's on 1 health already.
Yeah.
That's
Ooh.
5. Oh my god. Half a heart left.
And there we go.
Just 5. That was a close one.
But luckily, it will refill your health after you get through with this fight, as long as you have the Moon Pearl. If you don't have the Moon Pearl, it doesn't refill your health. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did. I
So
once
there's just a
found that.
map on the pyramid.
Not going for it. This would have been a good information to find out. And it looks like Yukisaka is gonna go dip in pod.
Seems interesting.
There are technically 3 chests in Logic with the amount of keys you have. But if he plays it right, he can check up to 8 chests, I believe.
Yeah. I believe so. Yes, okay, yeah, 8.
Okay, and ACM is getting that map. It's a map 2. Hyrule Castle.
Hyrule Castle. So Yukisaka just being like, no, I'm not even gonna do it. And ACM, instead of making the dip into pod, will be going up to Catfish.
Oh, and we found the big key to Turtle Rock pod. Yeah, to me the Catfish play makes more sense. If you can find the bow and hammer before dipping in pod, you do save a key, and a lot of time checking all the chests. Oh, and is Yukisaka doing? No,
Not yet.
Yeah, I thought he was going to for the bomb jump early. The Marion.
Alright, so
Okay, so-
nothing yet.
And the chests he is opening right now are not in logic currently.
That's correct.
Well, that's a bottle. Our first one. Okay, let's see that first try, Miriam. Hey, got it. Okay, so just 3 bombs in the maze chest. Let's see what the other one has. There's still one more chest you can check in pod. Oh, tempered sword. That's good.
Nicely done. And then, yeah, Yukisaka gonna check one more chest, and this is actually in the logic. It's the one that you fall down for.
Okay, so we didn't find anything for progression in pod, but that tempered sword is gonna help. And ACM is done with the graveyard. I believe he's gonna check Bumper Cave next.
I did not see what was in there.
Nothing worth it. So Bumper Cave is just a hard container.
Yep. They did have access to it at the moment, but it was not necessary.
And there's a bee. Annoying Yukisaka. Having trouble getting rid of it.
Alright, so ACM making his way into Skull Woods.
That was a vanilla key.
And there's
there's...
Yeah!
Yeah, go ahead.
It's the Ganon's Tower Big Key! Everybody's favorite big key.
Oh boy, and the big key to Palace of Darkness.
Yep, Yukisaka's gonna wish that they had that when they go inside.
After that hammer jump.
And speaking of big keys, we'll now get to see what's in the vanilla big key chest here in Skull Woods. Just a big 20.
Oh, and we get to see what's in Lumberjack from Yukisaka. I do not think that ECM did check that. So that's new info. Just 50 rupees. Okay, so Skullwoods did not unlock much, just the big key to Palace of Darkness, which doesn't unlock anything because that big chest is not in logic. Oh, there's the big key
Ooh.
to desert, so they can finish that dungeon. I think the myths are Homeland Mola.
Oh, that would be interesting now, wouldn't it? Alright, so ACM making his way into Thieves Town. Just gonna check the first 4, unless of course we find the big key of Thieves Town somewhere around here.
Oh, and Yuki with that bottle is gonna check Sick Kid, just a piece of art. Without the big key in Thieves Town, they only have access to 4 chests. It's a relatively quick check.
Yeah, it's basically a 4-chest overworld cave at this point.
And when your only Dark World access is Agahnim, I think it's best to full clear everything you can on your
Ooh,
first trip
Ice
there.
Rod! So we've got an Ice Rod in Thieves Town. Very important, possibly, depending on whether Turtle Rock is required or not.
Yeah, I still need those boots to get the King of Samaria and the Hammer and the Myths. Actually, a lot still required for Turtle Rock.
Alright, so ACM is going to be making his way toward the digging game.
Now, without the Myths, after you jump down, you cannot go back.
Right. But, I mean, at this point he's done basically everything he wants to do up there anyway. He is going out of his way to pick up some money while he's doing this digging game.
Can't blame him.
We are short.
Yeah, he did not check Zora yet, so makes sense to check that first. To get as many cash you can. And it looks like Yukisaka is gonna go check Skullwood as well. We find more hearts in the overworld. Still, I don't think any of them did a map check.
Yeah, we are still missing some of that crucial information about pendants and crystals. But we are headed for Hype Cave.
This cave got this name in the first tournament, but since it didn't really get hype,
Well, it's already hype. That's the most hype I could possibly get. It's powder, and so that's it. We're done. You win.
And
Oh,
there's the
Titan
myth!
hit.
And just like that, you can go all the way back to the flat area to trade that powder. Oh, and I believe he's gonna go check the Bumble's tablet. We could technically route that in with the purple chest. It's now in logic. Oh, but since he's already here,
Oh, it's a small key to Turtle Rock.
he may go to Mire and desert area.
Yep, that's what he's doing. Those mitts also unlock the potential for Dark Death Mountain as well.
Either for Mire. So depending on if Mire is a crystal. Well, there it is! That was a quick find for Ether. Wait, is he going in? It does not have the cane yet.
Oh no.
It does not. It does. You do have the big key, but without that cane, you cannot go to Vitreous. And he never checked if it's a crystal or pendant. I'm really curious about this play.
Well, you know, Mire has a lot of chests in it, and you're here, and a lot of times double dipping dungeons is just a part of life. I mean, he does know that the cane is in desert. I think he's just hoping to pick up the boots.
Yeah, but there is a lot of locations you can still check outside of Mire that are quicker, in my opinion.
Yeah, nobody's checked the pedestal. That the book came a little wonky for that to happen.
Also, it's kinda interesting to note that he's gonna be able to full clear everything apart from the boss. So once he comes back, he goes straight to Vitreous.
Yep.
Now, Yukisaka did Bumble's tablet without before Hype Cave.
Interesting.
Maybe he wanted to route the bomb shop guy before going to Lightwell. And all that time just for a compass. And there's the myths for Yukisaka, so let's see what he does next. We'll get our information on Crystal 5 and 6. Swamp and Pod.
Very interesting.
So yeah, that confirms the bow, the hammer, the flippers are required.
Speaking of Pod, there was a small key to Pod. There's a small key to Hyrule Castle. And the
there's
flippers.
So yeah, for clearing Mire was kinda required if the flippers are there.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta clear swamp, so you need the flippers.
And a map to Skullwoods. In the meantime, Yukisaka is doing Dark Death Mountain. So that's interesting to see the plays they both are making. Oh, that's one useless key for Skullwoods.
That's very true. There's a small key to Thieves Town, which is not useless.
And it looks like ACM is going straight to Landmola. There's still the big chest in Logic and Desert. Okay,
Now,
let's see what's...
interestingly enough, that Skullwoods key we were talking about being useless, that was Quake, right?
Yeah, so we have vanilla medallions for Mire and Turtle Rock.
Alright. So interestingly enough, that Skullwoods key is the last one. Because we know where they all are, and that means that the Logic has Mothula in it once you have the Fire Rod.
Okay, we found another pod key, a Turtle Rock key. And just 50 rupees in Hookshot Cave. So what's next for Yukisaka?
Who knows?
Looks like he's doing the same play as ACM and check Mire and Desert. Oh, the big key to Swamp and Desert was a pendant.
Big key
So yeah,
swamp.
so yeah, with that pendant, that means the candy is required. And thus the boots is also a required item. Oh no, ACM forgot to check the big chest. He's going to ice, he does not have the big key. Nor the hammer. Wait. Never mind, he's going waterfall and Zora.
We got Bugnet and we got Bottle. So that's the first bottle that's in the Logic.
Well, I believe they both found up to 4 keys together. So that the bottle they found in pod is also in Logic now. Okay, let's see if Zora is gonna rip us off. Oh my god!
Fire Rod from Zora!
That is also required, so Zora was a required item. And the big key to Thieves Town.
Nice. Thieves Town big key.
Okay, now this is big for ECM, the seed is open to him now.
East Dark Death Mountain had the small key to Thieves Town, and it also had small keys to Pod and Turtle Rock.
So yeah, ACM is gonna finish Skullwoods and Thieves Town. Both are in logic now. Still no map check from either of them.
Alright, so heading to the back of Skullwoods. This will once again mean that... So, Mothula actually has a good chance of having something.
Alongside Skullwoods and Thieves Town, you can also rob the frog, the bat, and purple chest.
Nice.
Again, Yukisaka running low on health.
It's actually, according to my silly program, which is completely wrong most of the time, Mothula is the 6th most likely location to have something.
Oh, Yukisaka just grabbed that red goo. And there's
Oh,
the
that
hammer!
hammer!
And Skullwoods, that's big for ACM.
Oh, apparently, according to my program, that chest was the 2nd most likely location to contain the hammer. What do you know?
So with the hammer in Skullwoods, that means ACM can full clear Thieves Town now. And that was a nice Mothula fight.
Indeed, beautiful.
And a vanilla big key.
The vanilla big key.
Well, so Skullwoods was a dungeon that had 2 vanilla keys.
That technically qualifies as a progression item?
It does. Fine, we get a check on pedestal.
Oh my goodness, he's doing it.
Let's see what we have here. Just got cash. Rip the dream.
Ripperoni.
And did Yukisaka skip catfish earlier?
Yeah, he never went there, but he's gonna combine it with Zora this time, so that's pretty good.
And I don't think either of them checked Hobo yet.
Yeah, so ACM fluted away from the back and then went back to 3 and now is going to check the big chest. I'm not sure which one is faster. I'm sure ACM has it timed out.
No,
it's the big key of Hera.
So technically they found all the big keys but Ice Palace. which can be skipped for the boss. So all we have left to find is the boots, the bow, Quake, and maybe some small keys.
Skullwoods was a crystal, yes? Yeah.
It was. There's still that swamp smoky that can throw down. It's funny how they found all the big keys in succession like that.
Mm-hmm. Vanilla Swamp Small Keys would still kind of be hilarious.
Oh, it's been a while since I've seen that. I did see seeds where the swamp smoky was locked behind the item there. Okay, and Yukisaka is making the play on Hobo.
Alright, we're seeing the magic powder play.
What will the bat curse us with?
More life.
Yep, and Hobo was just rupees. Oh! Right, ECM grabbed the purple chest so we cannot go to Thieves Town now. And it looks like Yukisaka is gonna go to Skullwoods area as well.
Nice.
Oh, and we got a map check. I think Mire, Thieves Town, and Skullwoods are all crystals. Was that the blue pendant on ice as well? I'm not sure.
Oh, we've got Quake.
Oh! So purple chest was required. If we want to dip in Turtle Rock.
My god. The madman.
Yeah, ice is the blue pendant. That means the remaining dungeons are the last crystals, Tower of Hera and Turtle Rock.
ACM is checking the first chest in Swamp.
Or
No, he's
not.
not.
He's floating away.
He's gonna check Dark Death Mountain, which he hasn't done yet.
Yeah, Yukisaka about to find his hammer.
Yeah, Ice Palace does seem like a play at this moment. Unfortunately, it's just a pendant.
Oh, I would definitely do Thieves Town first.
Yeah, nobody's gone into the back of Thieves yet either. Oh, ACM's gonna do Tower of Hera as well, because he, picked up that Hera big key out of the big chest in Skullwoods.
Yeah, it makes sense to go for the crystals dungeons you can full clear.
Nice Mothula fight from Yukisaka as well. That'll get you that vanilla big key.
Okay, just a bomb upgrade and a piece of heart in Hera. There's
Yep.
only Moldorm left.
Yuki found tempered in the dark room of Palace of Darkness, or the Dark Maze.
The maze, yeah.
Palace of Darkness. Yeah, but ACM will get the small key to Thieves Town while he's up here.
Oh, so that's the reason he did not dip in first.
Right. Because
Does not have the
technically
small key.
the big key only unlocks one thing in the logic. So if you're looking for items, that's not a great thing. But if you've got big and small, then all four are unlocked. There's a small key to Swamp!
Oh my god!
It's on Trolldorm!
So we are 2 items from go mode, the bow and the boots. And indeed, Tower Pharaoh was a crystal.
Yeah, at this point we know where all the crystals are going to be. Because we know that both Eastern and Ice are pendants. An ACM getting dead rocked.
Yeah, I wonder if it wouldn't be faster to just jump down in that case.
Who knows?
Oh, ACM has the Quake Medallion, so he might open the dungeon right now.
He's gonna open the door. He can't actually get in, but he's gonna open it. I mean, he can get in if he really wants a magic refill or a bomb. But there's not much you can do from there. Unless you have some sort of fast twitch muscles that I don't have. And you also need the boots for that. Yukisaka is heading into the Thieves Town. I imagine ACM will be checking the Super Bunny Cave.
Yeah, so ACM will have 2 options for full clear. The back of Thieves Town and Swamp. You can full clear it now.
So here's a question. He's up here with the hammer, and Yukisaka did not have the hammer before. You think there's any chance ACM goes to do Spike Cave?
Oh, if he thinks about it, he might go for it. Looks like he is. Okay, so let's see what's in Thieves Town. A blue rupee
Just
here.
5 rupees there. Yeah, ACM seems to be very thorough in his routing.
Yeah, leave nothing unchecked.
The reason that room is called Super Bunny Cave is because you can access it without the Moon Pearl using a glitch called Super Bunny, and it takes no effort to do.
Yeah, it's basically because of the layout of that cave. Oh, and we found the mushroom in Spike Cave. Yeah, the layout of the cave allows you to fall down a pit to go a floor lower, and if you're in bunny form during that falling, Link acts like normal Link afterwards, so we can open chests.
So speaking of which, Spike Cave. had the mushroom.
Yep, and Thieves Town does not look like it has progression. Just for a bottle. Looks like ACM is doing Thieves Town as well. And we are done with blind. Just a bomb upgrade. So both runners are currently at 2 crystals. Yukisaka, please do not forget about the frog. Oh, he's floating away. That's not good.
Oh no. That Quake Medallion's gonna be important.
Yeah, it's definitely required. And if the bow is locked in Turtle Rock, that's gonna hurt him. We know the boots won't, because you need them to access Turtle Rock.
Interestingly enough, program over here says the most likely location for the bow is Trinex.
It's always Trinex.
I think my program is just designed to troll me.
Did Wheeler do that? Okay, so both of them are doing dungeons that the other already did. I believe both of them will sing together and swamp after their respective dungeons. The main difference here is that ACM finished Desert and got the big key to Swamp. If the big chest in Swamp is required, that gives ACM a big advantage. If it's not, that gives Yukisaka an advantage, because he will just skip that chest.
Alright, so Yukisaka just about to get that Swamp Palace small key. Then we'll see who decides to make the dip into Swamp.
If Trolldom allows him to fight him. Oh, there's still that big chest in Desert that we don't know yet what it contains.
Yeah.
And would you look at that? I believe both of them are doing Swamp next.
Yep.
This is the play that makes sense for both of them. Reminder that we have Raspberry Floof as a R tracker and Sinak as the restreamer. Give them a big shout out. They are doing a great job.
All right. There are the
Oh!
boots!
Oh my god! If ACM decided to go check that chest earlier, he would have the boots already. Oh my god! So we just need the bow now.
Wow, this is a really close race. Like, they both have the same crystals, right?
Yeah, the only main difference here is that ACM did desert.
Yeah, and also ACM has Quake, where Yukisaka does not. So Yukisaka's gonna need to do the Smith Chain.
Yeah, so even if Yukisaka finds the bow, he won't be in go mode yet. But ACM will when he finds it. That's definitely his go mode item. It needs the kind of some area, but we already know where it is. And I believe both of them do as well.
There's the useless map of Tower of Hera. ACM skipping the left side.
That play makes sense to me. You're only one item from go mode. You can start skipping locations, hoping to find it.
He may come back later if it comes back to troll him. It's just the bow. That's interesting. There's another Mire small key.
Now one thing that would be really cruel is if the bow is on Vitreous. Because that fight is so much easier with the bow.
Oh man.
Okay, we're about to find out if left side was the play.
Well, we got
Red
Red
Veil.
Veil.
Not required, but good to find. So unless ACM chooses to check left side, I think he's gonna go desert next to grab that cane. Sadly, nothing required in swamp, but the boots. And he's going back for left side.
Yeah, so the back part of Swamp not generally great, mainly because all of that was locked behind the Swamp Palace small key, which was really late in the logic.
And I see a question and check the Turtle Rock Picky is the first chest in, but so yeah, ACM does have to dip in God if he wants to full clear Turtle Rock. I kinda forgot about it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, so Yukisaka is the first one out of the swamp. There is no way he's not gonna go desert next, knowing the King of Somaria is there. So interestingly enough, the seed gave them the Eastern Big Key early on, and yet the bow is the last item.
Hmm.
Okay, so ACM is the first one to grab the cane. And
All right.
can get that big chest at the same time.
It's a red boomerang.
Now, if you are Yukisaka, do you finish desert if you don't know what's on the boss? Or do you go Mire straight away?
Now, assuming he's checked the map at some point, which I can't make that assumption.
He did.
Oh,
He knows that desert is a pendant.
then I would probably go Mire. All things being equal. But apparently not. Alright, so the Misery Mire play. Now we're going to be seeing a beautiful Vitreous fight here, I'm sure, involving the Master Sword, which is not everybody's favorite thing.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna use the cape at the start, maybe. But with Master Sword, this fight is gonna take a while.
Yeah, cape strats are a possibility, and it does look like that's happening.
Not bad with first phase.
Alright, so what does Vitreous have?
Nice use of the hammer. That's really great.
Well done, just a piece of heart though.
Okay, so Isium has a choice to make here. He has partial access to Ice Palace, partial access to Pod, and partial access to Turtle Rock. So what it does first. He's save and quitting.
So he's in sync.
Oh, he's gonna go check Bunk Rock and
Oh yeah.
Kingstone.
Ah, there's another pod key. That puts him up to 5. That might make pod seem a little more appealing to him.
Yeah, and without the bow, he cannot do a right side. Let's see what's in Bunk Rock. Just a hard container.
Now he's gonna check the Lumberjack Cave.
Which you can grab.
He's just gonna YOLO it.
It's just 50 rupees if I remember correctly.
Yep.
We know the big key to Turtle Rock is in Pod, so we should do that first. Then full clear Pod if the bow is not in there. Full clear Turtle Rock, I mean. And it looks like that's the place doing.
And now we see Yukisaka starting the Vidi fight. He's got Tempered Sword, which is going to make it a little easier, but at the same time, he doesn't have quite as many hearts.
Yeah, he's lower on health already.
Yeah, and not as much magic either. He came in with a...
He can take only one more hit. And he used one of his red potion. Oh my god, he dodged that one.
He would have been okay with the lightning. Apparently he's okay with the eyeball too.
Yeah, he used the second potion. And ACM is about to find his Turtle Rock big key.
So the question is, does he peace out now? No? Okay.
You are already there. Makes sense to full clear pod while you can. But I wouldn't blame him either, going Turtle Rock next. Looks like Yukisaka is also checking Bunk Rock and Kingstone. And that was another bottle pod. So there were two inside.
Mm-hmm. So do you
Now
think Yukisaka will be going to Turtle Rock next?
well, let's hope he does the hammer pegs and frog and purple chest. Because that's where Quake was,
Yeah.
which he needs.
Alright, so here's another chest we haven't seen. Just a big 20.
Yeah, there's one more location input that can have something, the big chest.
Yep, very true. And I would personally expect ACM to probably do the hammer jump trick here.
Yeah, it does
avoid
not
using
have
a
that
key.
6th key. And seriously, you don't want to full clear everything for that 6th key. If you
Looks
know
like
the...
Yukisaka is going to be heading first to the Ice Rod Cave, which he did not check earlier, interestingly enough.
Okay, so Putt did not have the bow. So it's either in Ice or Turtle Rock. And it looks like Yukisaka is going in Ice.
Oh boy.
And I bet ACM is going Turtle Rock. Reminder that both of them are doing plays that make sense with what they currently know and have.
Yep. And to be fair, my little awful program over here, it's got locations in Turtle Rock and Ice Palace on the short list of bow locations.
Well, that's all that is left, technically.
There you go. I really need to fix my program's logic though, because for some reason it thinks it can be at Fat Fairy, which it can't.
Okay, so this is a 50-50 situation here. One of them is making the right play, the other isn't. And we do not know yet who is.
Oh, they did back of escape. There was just nothing there.
Just a sword.
Yeah, just a sword. Sword's not important. Sorry.
ACM did not go in Ice Palace yet. It's up and down, so it makes sense not to go there. There's the last spot key. And the shovel. Man, if that dig spot has the bow, that's gonna be hilarious.
I believe the ether tablet was checked.
It was.
Just more stationary. And...
Oh, there it is!
There's the... There it is.
Oh, and he's dipping out. He's still missing Quake.
Interesting.
I thought he would full clear the dungeon for Quake as well.
Maybe
So
he's gonna
Ice
go off
Palace
to...
was the play.
Maybe he'll go off to Pod and Eastern or something looking for Quake.
We know it's in the purple chest, but that's huge for him because he can definitely go mode Turtle Rock. He can rush. He cannot rush Turtle Rock, but once he finds Quake, he will go mode the dungeon. There's nothing he needs in there. Now this may still be a very close race. It will all depend on when Yukisaka checks purple chest. Because I'm sure after Turtle Rock, KCM is gonna go to Ice Palace straight away.
Yeah, that does seem quite likely.
Finds a validation arrow.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we do have no mode here, but none of them are in go mode yet. We find a lot of cash on Laser Bridge. A fire shield. And a piece of heart.
Alright, so ACM not finding much on the laser bridge.
Both about to do a boss in sync as well. And that was a very nice and Masorki fight. Finds Bombos. Wrong medallion.
Oh boy.
You can see he's mad at it. And try next was a hard container.
And unfortunately, Yukisaka is going to have to go back and check all of those other locations that they didn't check.
Yeah, and ACM is doing the right play.
And he's going, well,
Or not.
I guess he's going to go to the hobo.
Yeah, there's still that dig spot for ACM that he can do.
I imagine Ice Palace is the move after this.
I'm pretty sure he full clear everything else. So yeah, it makes sense to go Ice Palace next.
I believe he did Zora because he got the Thieves Town big key.
Zora was Fire Rod.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Fire Rod, yeah. Duh. Alright, Yukisaka finally finished clearing out Pod.
Yeah, but he's gonna clear out his turn next. Again, this is the play that makes sense right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's, you know, just kind of leaving that Smith chain behind is really, really causing some problems here.
And that was a very nice first try on the Ice Palace bomb jump.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a bit worried that Yukisaka might go back to Ice Palace. He did not finish the full clear. And there's the go mode for ACM.
Yep, and ACM officially hits go mode, ladies and gentlemen. Go mode.
Oh, Butter Sword on Harmos Knight.
Well, there we go. Yeah, I think so. Yuki will probably even turn in that green pendant. Maybe.
Definitely. He's right there.
Oh, what do you think the odds are he checks the Pyramid Fairy?
I don't know. He could do anything in any order right now. Looks like Pyramid Fairy.
All right. Yep, Yukisaka pulling out the big bomb. Unfortunately, we know exactly where Yukisaka needs to go, and it's actually way earlier in the logic.
Thankfully for him, he does have the strat to use the portal on Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, there is that.
The requirement for the strat is to beat Agahnim, and it's way faster than doing the Hammer Bridge. Sadly, it's not required to go in there for this particular seed.
Well,
And
there's the Ice Palace big key.
Oh boy. I hope this does not make him think to go there. Nope, he goes for the Smiths.
Just fluting to 3, just like you're supposed to. Now, the one little upside here that Yukisaka will have is Yukisaka will be able to go through Turtle Rock without checking anything.
But on the other hand, ACM already has all 7 crystals. He's already going to Ganon's tower.
I mean, yeah. I was just trying to find some, some silver lining here for Yukisaka.
And knowing full well that ACM full cleared everything, basically, he might think that he's behind. The main difference here is just that Yukisaka put off doing the Smith's sequence early on, which would probably put him way ahead.
Ah, yes. That's right, we don't know where the 4th Turtle Rock key is.
It has to be in ice, maybe.
Maybe. That's why my silly thing is telling me that the crystal for Turtle Rock is not in the logic. It was like, what? Yeah, of course. We're fine. Who cares anymore? ACM is going up Ganon's tower. This will be a fast trip.
And Yukisaka is finally in go mode, and he's still dead. Okay, so I think both of them thinks they are behind. But it's ACM that is ahead.
I think it's possible that Yukisaka might enter Ganon's tower right around the time ACM gets the Ganon fight. But ACM also has some top-notch execution.
Rushing through Gauntlet like it's nothing.
I would say he's carving through enemies like a hot knife through butter, but I think the butter sword is on the other side.
Well, ACM does have the hot knife and Yukisaka has the butter.
Well, there you go. Alright, Yukisaka gonna be heading into Turtle Rock. Having those 3 Turtle Rock small keys, we'll be able to get all the way to Trinex, no problem. We'll need to steal that key from the Pokey, but you can bet that they are completely okay with doing that.
Still faster than looking around for a 4th key. And just like that, ACM is already at Moldorm 2, while Yukisaka just entered Turtle Rock.
Yep. Does look like we have a sub 2 seed imminent for ACM. Sub 2 is a good time for anybody on any Keysanity seed. On ACM, even doing the crowd pleasing and opening that last chest.
Hey, we can finally tell that Turtle Rock is a crystal.
Alright, so that's a double on the first one. Unable to get that second double, but that's okay. This should be like triple. Yeah.
Oh, Yukisaka forgot to grab the Poke Key.
Whoops. At least he realized it before he got to the Trinex door, because that's when I would realize it.
Who gets a lucky spot for Ganon?
It's a pretty good spot. We are not quite to the end of the phase, but that might be it. Oh, yep.
And with Temper, that was really quick. To get
What
to phase 3.
exactly was going on there? Like, he held out his hook shot, just kind of sat there for a while. I guess it was the jump. Freeze? Yeah, that makes sense. We did find the arrows on Death Mountain. This will be a
And
nice double.
He gets the torch glitch. That was really nice. And he's done.
Down he
GG
goes.
ACM.
ACM finishing with the Ganon fight well before Yukisaka even finishes Turtle Rock. And that's an official SRL time of 1 hour, 55 minutes, and 56 seconds. Congratulations to ACMLM, who, if I'm not mistaken, traditionally doesn't like to come in for interviews. I'll probably ask anyway, but I wouldn't hold my breath. He'll probably be in chat though.
In the meantime, Yukisaka is entering Trinex. He only has Ganon's Tower after. Oh, that spin was a bit early. And it looks like ACM is gonna join us in chat.
All right. So we'll at least get to see what ACM has to say about this seed from us. Nah, Sports just typed a bunch of random bits. Those had no actual meaning. Unless he's using an encoding I am unaware of. So ACL, so yeah, BOGO mode in ice again. But yeah, well played ACM. Congratulations on your victory once again. Getting you one step closer to qualifying for that bracket stage. Yeah, it worked out pretty well. So your opponent managed to find the 4th sword upgrade, which was on Armos Knights in Eastern Palace, because your opponent neglected the Smith chain to get the Quake medallion. So he was still looking for Quake for the longest time.
I do have a question for you, ACM, if you can answer it. Why go Mire before getting that King of Somaria?
Yeah. I mean, I was on board with the decision. We didn't know where the boots were at that time. Interesting. I guess the only way that hurts you is if the boots are in the Desert Big Chest.
And it looks like Yukisaka is running low on health. Yet again. It did manage to survive all of these dangerous moments.
Yeah, the gauntlet is not for the faint of heart. Oh. So that's what was going on. You saw that you didn't have the key, and then you decided, no, I'm not checking just one chest.
Man, if you did check that one chest at the time, that would have put
This would
you
have
on.
been a blowout.
Yeah, such a big lead.
This is not a blowout by any means. Yukisaka is doing a very good job, and both runners should be commended for the race they've done here today.
One thing to note is that both Yukisaka and you, ACM, enter Swamp almost in sync. Like 5-second difference.
Yeah, the only main difference at that point being that Yukisaka did not have the Quake Medallion, and it took forever to find that.
And Yukisaka is opting not to grab the health from the anti-fairy.
Ooh, and gets a little trolled, knocked downstairs.
I wonder if he's gonna grab that Turtle Rock map.
We'll see. I mean, at this point, knowing that the race is over, I mean, he might do it for the fans, or he might just not. How about no? So, ACM, was there anything that you particularly, that you thought you did particularly well in this seed? I mean, basically everything you do is good, but I mean, is there anything particularly good you thought you did? Pretty well until the long hunt for the bow. Sequence break to Death Mountain is funny. Yeah.
Yeah, that sequence break was actually one of your down points in this race because Yukisaka already found the flute and desert at that point and had the hookshot as well, which gave him full access to that mountain.
Yeah, so once you found the lamp in there, you knew that the flute had to be somewhere that wasn't lamp locked, and so it's just like, oh, well then, it's gotta be desert.
So this should be an easier fight for Yukisaka. He does have the Butter Sword.
Yep, so it should be 6 hits per phase for the first 2 phases. And then the standard fare of 1 slash per jump, and then 2... and then 4 silver arrows in the final phase.
Basically the easiest setup you can get for this fight. Having Butter Sword, Red Mail, Silver Arrows.
Feels pretty good.
Gets the torch glitch. And a nice double there.
Yeah, Skull Woods was an interesting animal today. And then of course that big key going to the Tower of Hera big key as well. That was huge as well. But Yukisaka doing an excellent job finishing off Ganon and finishing the seed with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 5 minutes, and 28 seconds. Well played.
Skullwoods was loaded. It had a vanilla key, actually two if you count the one that is a forced vanilla key. It had the big key to Skullwoods, Pod, Ganon's Tower, and Era, and it had the hammer. It was loaded.
All right, we'll see about getting Yukisaka in here to talk to us about that.
Yeah, only 10 minutes behind. That's a good time.
Yeah, and once again, we are joined by Yukisaka. Welcome.
Hello.
GG on your race. Sadly, you did not win it. What are your thoughts on this seed?
All in all, I was pretty happy with my routing. It was unfortunate that I checked Lunchbox at almost last location in the overworld.
Yeah,
But well,
that was it. We were all kind of pulling for you right after you finished Thieves Town to go do that, and you just didn't do it because you found the bow first, like.
okay.
And the bow was ACM's go mode item.
Yeah, I kinda found the bow and thought, yeah, okay, I'm in go mode. I just mirrored out, and when I realized, oh, I don't have the Quake medallion, and then I had to search for it. I was hoping that I don't have to revisit Ice Palace.
Yeah. And then, of course,
Okay.
you found the Ice Palace big key in the Fat Fairy, and you're just like, oh no.
Yeah, exactly. But well, it was a fun race. I sometimes thought I was a bit of I just found the right items. I was like, okay, the seed kind of wants me to go there, and then I went there, and then I got the next item, and so on and so on. It kind of led me to the next items, but yeah, the lunchbox kind of didn't want me to win the race.
But again, if you grab that Quake medallion before going in ice, maybe you would have went to Turtle Rock first instead. And we know full well that there was nothing in there.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So, there was another little thing I wanted to throw out there in the logic. So the fire rod, right? Turns out that was available actually very early if you had money for it. Right? Because Zora.
Yeah.
And if you guys had managed to get enough money for Zora before you headed to the Dark World, you might could have picked up that hammer on the first trip into Skullwoods. But unfortunately, sometimes the money doesn't fall your way, you know?
And
Yeah, that's
Skullwoods,
right.
Skullwoods was loaded in the sea. It had 4 big keys, a vanilla key, and the hammer.
Yeah, actually, I kind of had Zora in my mind all the time, but I couldn't fit Zora in the route because I didn't have the money. I was just always looking at my tracker, and Zora was blinking there, and I want to go there, but the money is missing. But yeah, but you're right. If you would find the hammer earlier, maybe the seed would be even faster.
But yeah, you still needed to do Aga either way. It was just the seed just kind of handed you all the Aga items. You're like, oh, okay, fine.
Yeah, this is one bit of troll that the seed threw at you. You find the gloves and Moonpearl very early, like 5 minutes in, and then you get everything required for Agahnim.
The mini Moldom cave was also a bit loaded. I think there was the Master Sword for me.
The book, there were a big key, I believe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Also, I think Tower of Harris small key. No. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Like every single item in there was worth something.
Yeah. That's right.
Well, still a very good race on your part.
Yeah, thank you. I realized that I improved over the course of the tournament a lot. I also practiced many bosses
That's very
and
good
so
to hear.
yeah.
Yeah.
So now that you are 2-2 in this tournament, that means you're out of the winning brackets. Do you still want to run the next week?
Yeah, I probably will run the last race. Actually, to be honest, I couldn't make it to the tiebreaker race anyway because the
Oh,
date
okay.
isn't for I can't attend it. So I was like, okay, I lost one time, so the tournament was over for me anyway. But I still wanted to play because the competing environment is so much more fun. For me, at least.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many great people in this community to just kind of, show your skill against, and just have a lot of fun with everybody around here. It's pretty great. Pretty great.
Yeah, and one thing I want to add, I had high respect for ACM. So I actually, before the race, I was kind of okay. I have to do the one or the another gamble, so I might have a chance. So yeah, didn't work out, but I'm happy. It was fun.
So before we leave, I want to give a big shout out to everyone involved. Our runners Yukisaka and Acmlm. Our tracker is Raspberry Floof. The rest streamer is Sinak, and we have our commentators, myself, Numberplay, and Dr. Bobtastic. Thank you for commenting with me.
Yeah. Thank you very much. That was great. It was pretty wonderful commentating with you, and it was pretty wonderful commentating this amazing race.
Oh, and let's not forget about our viewers. Without them, this wouldn't be such a big tournament.
Yeah, there's just I'm not sure how the popularity of this randomizer thing kind of got so big where it was, but it's just kind of blown up over the last year. I don't even understand. It's really cool, and I mean, I got into it, so, and I imagine a lot of people had the same feelings about it that I did. Just, this looks really amazing and really fun. And there we go. So, with that being said, yeah, thank you once again to all of our viewers, all of our runners, the tracker, the restreamer, and everybody, as Numberplay just said. And with that, I think it's about time for us to wrap it up. What do you think?
Alright, see you next race, everyone.
All right, bye-bye.